Good morning. I hope everybody had a great evening last night, and that's your candidates won. There were some real squeakers if you're a Republican down to the wire, and with more than a few narrow victories, and if you're a Democrat, more than a few narrow losses. So the electorate really remains split. When I look at the reaction of the markets to it, it tells me that the status quo is preserved. The market thinks the E-mini is going to trade higher, that the Fed will continue to support the markets by injecting funds whenever they feel it's necessary. If you go and look at the amount of money being put into the market quietly now that QE3 is ended, it's still the same. The Fed's asset slash balance sheet is growing by about $85 billion per month, although not indirect announced purchases. Equities are up off the idea that we're going to have new stock market highs would be my assessment, and financials are lower because equities are higher. So longer term, I see financials moving sideways, supported by the Fed with continuing lower interest rates, with a chance that the Fed might increase interest rates, and the stock market supported as needed by the Fed, either through the plunge protection team or through straight purchases of assets via repos, not a regular set amount of money each month. So what we have when we look at the note is we've got a pretty clean breakout right here in this 25, 24 area. So this 25, 16 to 24 is probably pretty good support. And I think we'll probably find support close to the buck. We are in a downtrend right now. It's really a matter of, will 25, 24 on that particular chart hold or not. Looking at the F2 screen, we definitely are dealing with a B. The correct split is London split on M. As the election results poured in, you can see the financials came lower. And why are they coming lower? Because government spending will continue at its current rate, unabated. The Republicans have already told Obama that he'll get a continuing resolution to keep the government operating and running as is, quote unquote, to get a clean slate for 2015. The Republican Party has never stood up and said no to any of the spending that's come down the pike. They've approved it, and why? Because it increases their clout and power and keeps their crony capitalists happy too. So I mean, it's just the way that it is. Money runs that machine, and the largest corporations and lobbying firms have the most money, and they can pay to get the legislation that they want or to keep it as least damaging as possible. So here we are pointed lower. Now we do have news today that is going to impact the trading. ADP, they're looking for 230,000. That's a big number. On the Econoday site, 217 on Forex. We've got market PMI services at 57.1. They're trying to build a following, and Econoday is starting to carry this number on a regular basis. ISM services at 58. Listen, this ISM number comes in larger than forecast damn near every time. It's not 100% guaranteed, but that number is pointed up, and then crude inventories at plus 1.8. So number one will be the ADP number, number two will be ISM services, and number three will be the direction of the E-mini. If the E-mini trades higher this morning, as it looks like it might, then financials should test support. Best support is in this 25, 24 area, 26. It's where the attractor is. So our first buy is going to be 29 to 01. And then our second buy is going to be leaning really against this high volume area down here, 25 to 21. The first sell is 7 to 11. And then 15 to 19. So that's it for the note. I mean, if any of you all have a different interpretation or what the Republican take over the Senate, your assessment of it, I just basically see status quo. If it's any different, share your ideas with us. Okay, the NIM spread has come in a little bit, hadn't broken. And again, we'll do a London split here. I don't split out Asia, which starts in the A period, because Asia usually is a continuation of the United States. Sometimes it can be different, but London can turn the market's direction. And I split out on Y because that's the Y through A, that's the financials, and we split out on B because that's when the stock market kicks in. So those are the three splits that we do. Okay, support's a little lower right here. We have the attractor at 22. We're at 31, so 25 to 21 will be buy 1. And then playing against this low right here at 13, 13 to 17 will be buy 2. Last rotate up stopped at 5. We've got this low volume number at 6. We're currently at 31, so 3 to 7, sell 1. And then 11 to 15 for sell 2. So our numbers are a little lower on the bond because of the knob spread coming in. Give it a little extra juice to the downside. In the Kansas race, Brownback was actually, most people last night thought that he would lose to Davis, a tax and spend Democrat through his whole career, because Brownback is very conservative religiously, and he doesn't hide it at all, and he cut taxes significantly for small business owners. And the Democrats were screaming about how that wasn't fair. Now, in Brownback's eyes, that's the engine of growth. It's not large corporations. So that's where the argument was. And pretty pessimistic at the party we went to last night about his chances, but it appears that he has prevailed and won. And again, it's really hard to argue against lower taxes when every time you turn around something is going up. Here in Wichita, they kind of wanted an omnibus 1% increase in the sales tax to give the city a $400 million slush fund, and that was handily voted down. So tax less, spend less was the theme, at least out of Kansas. And you'd like to see that start nationally. Okay, this market has been bludgeoned last night. $1.5 billion hit the market at the market on a sell order at 12:30 midnight Eastern, and the market just got slammed. $1.5 billion almost guarantees you a $20 to $30 break in gold. You have to wonder who's buying it on the way down, and obviously it's a huge player, and you just, as a large institution trading your own money or other people's money, you just don't enter the market like that because it adversely affects your fill. You work an order like that over several days in a trading range at the high volume number. So some government came out there and just knocked the living daylights out of gold, and you have to wonder why. And so what they're trying to tell you is that inflation is not a problem, and the usual hedges against that aren't necessary. So we're going to have support in this 35 to 37 area. Obviously, like we say every day, several times, and at the close every night, we like the short side of the market. There's a reason for that. Go look at your F1 screen. It's coming down. ADP number comes in as forecast. It should take gold a little lower. ISM services number comes in as forecast. It can take gold a little lower. But this is our first level of support. And if we break that, 11.25 to 30 will be our buy too. Got to give it some range. There's chart support at 1085 to 1100. On the sell side, last rotate up stopped at 44.45. We're currently at 40. Have this little spill in London, the London low at 42, so 43.45, sell 1. And then basically 50 plus or minus sell 2. And I'm sure the retail buyers around the globe will be happy to buy more gold. It's not done to trade profitably. It's not done as an investment. It's done as a storehouse of wealth. Obviously, it hasn't done very well over the last couple of years, but people that buy that and put it away are long-term players. Okay, currencies, the dollar's up. Once again, I guess the dollar might be up off of perhaps slowing down the non-growth or the economic weakening of the United States through rules, regulations, and tax and policy. I don't know. I just know that it's headed lower. And we like the short side of the market. So we've got a London high of 25.25. We've got this low over here of 24.43. We're at 79, so support basically is at 60 to 70, maybe stops below this. Buy one, 60 to 70. I can get long against 124.50. Just because it's a round number and somebody will cover their shorts. Last rotate up stopped at 89, so 90 to 125 even will be sell 1. The spill from London came at 15, so 15 to 25 will be sell 2. Longer term, we are sellers of the euro, as you well know. Sound like a damn broken record, don't I? Yada, yada. Come on, Charlie, tell us something new. You're a seller of the euro again today? Huh. I knew that before you opened your mouth. So it is. Currencies trend for the long time. Goldman early on said 125 for the euro this year, 120 for next year. So the number that's playing in everybody's mind now is 120. Okay, crude oil. Yesterday when we left crude oil, we had a 76.25 to 50 buy. The overnight low just touched 50. So we've got a buyer at 76.50 and below. If we add $2 to that, that makes 78.50. And we have this little area right here and this area right here. We have the spill yesterday in Globex that took us down to 75. Support held, so we're going to make 77, 75, 78, sell 1. Now, if we don't get through this 50 area, that's where resistance is, we're going to have to get short. So we're going to put a question mark at 50. But everything's kind of pointing higher right now. And then we'll make 78.50 to 75 for sell 2. Going to give it some room. It's a pretty volatile market. Right now, it looks like it's rejecting prices below 76. My guess is we're headed to 75. I like the short side of this market. Okay, we're trading 77.22, so we'll make 76.75, 77 by 1, and then 76 and a quarter, 76.50 by 2. So 77.50 is an inflection point, as you would well expect. It's like a half buck. Okay, to the E-mini. I think the stock market's telling us the status quo will be preserved. Obviously, we got a couple of resistance points to get through before we meet new highs. But so this, I mean, right there at 19 is one of those points. So I think the stock market is telling us we should, pretty good chance we're going to see new contract highs today. Resistance is at 19, so 19 to 21 is sell 1. Not aggressive. It's where resistance is. You might want to see rejection. You may not want to put a limit sell out there. And then 25 plus or minus a round number. Selling it at 25, somebody will take profits there. It's a round number. On the buy side, we're at 17. They make us pay up to get in. We've got volume at 1350, 1375. We're currently at 17. So buying this 12 to 14 area will be buy 1. It is aggressive, but they do make us pay up to get into this one. The break in Asia was at 2008. So 8 to 10 will be buy 2. Might want to wait for rejection at 2020. But that's where resistance is, and that's where the first sell is. 12 to 14 might be a little cute. May have to pay up 15s or so to get in. Don't know. 8 to 10 is on a play for getting stops below 10. It'll take about 20 minutes to get everything up and posted. I'm going to get busy on that. Meantime, good trading. I'll be back as soon as possible.